What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the Tuesday Track Talk with your Three Stones Pit Crew, episode 117. I am your tire changer Cam.
Jack Mankel.
Yes, man, Cam.
And we got another jam-packed episode for you, and obviously it's a big week here coming up in the racing world. We're going to talk obviously a little bit of news. We're going to talk about the Clash, being that we do have the opportunity to do that today. Um, as you may see some eyes drifting here as well, we currently have the Clyde Hart 200 on for the ASA Stars National Tour, and we're already off to start on that. Um, we'll take a look ahead to Daytona and maybe talk a little bit of eligibility as some things happen there. Obviously, talk about the 500, and then obviously we'll make some race picks. Our first official points, I guess, race picks. I did give points for Clash, but yeah, talk about that a little bit. So before we dive too deep, otherwise, what's going on, fellas, since we last reconvened with each other?
The sun and the warmth have made an appearance. Looking at the weather, it's supposed to warm up this week. They're talking next week. I saw one temperature. We might get into the 60s next week.
Ew.
So I saw a 59 and a 60 on the weather app. So um, we're one day closer to not watching racing virtually, is the way I like to think about it right now.
I like that. I like the way you think.
So we're gonna have to do that a little bit here with the Cup Series, kind of we're watching the World Series as well throughout the week here, but we're getting one day at a time closer to getting our race season up here in the north kicked off.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just about racing season. And I mean, obviously, can feel the build just with the Clash and the Super Bowl. The football season is officially over. And then it's like, all right, let's rock and roll. So, about to lock in for 36 weeks here, and it's all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to guys, I'm gonna have to get my schedule graphics going here again before I know it.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's starting to expand week by week.
Yeah, say I should have done that this week, but nonetheless, yeah, obviously it's a big week here. Obviously, like I said, I'm gonna be kind of glancing here and there with the ASA race on, but obviously we're looking forward to that and glad Super Late models are back on track as well. So should we dive in, talk some news here before we get really into conversation?
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Okay, jumping in the news. In a very early silly season move, Coltman Farms, we had talked about it previously, making a driver change with them. Sam Seawright is their guy. He ran Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series last year, finished seventh in their point standings in 2025. But Colton Farms announces he is their guy. So he'll be jumping in a car for them. In some ASA Stars National Tour news, as we're watching right now, Matt Craig and Ty Fredrickson committed to their Platinum program. As I was just listening pre-race with introductions, they have 12 drivers or teams committed to run their Platinum program full-time. So, dozen full-timers for them. Nick Lights will make his Tricon truck debut at Daytona. He did run Xfinity last year. So, Tricon kind of giving us some insight as to what that truck will look like throughout the course of the years. Obviously, there's really been no full-time mention, but looks to be a rotating seat in 2026. Last one. This was the old OEM provisional for the truck series. Got 44 trucks racing for 36 spots, plus the possible 4 OEM spots for Dodge. So, healthy field of trucks for the truck series, and we'll dive into that series a little more particularly later in this episode when we talk eligibility.
Yeah, for sure. Sticking with the NASCAR theme, sticking with the O'Reilly's series here. Gio Ruggiero has been announced that he'll run Joe Gibbs Racing's first two races for the O'Reilly series in that 19. Um, I believe that's Tone Atlanta with sponsorship there, and then he'll run six ARCA races for them as well, including this weekend's Daytona race. Um, Nick Sanchez will a name that we've been waiting to hear to get a ride. Finally announced that he will be the AM Racing full-time driver this year. Last year was held by Harrison Burton, if I remember right.
Yep.
Uh, Speaking of AM Racing, Daniel Dye will run a part-time schedule with them in the number 52. Patrick Emmerling will also be running for RSS Racing on I believe, a part-time schedule starting at Daytona. All in all, for Daytona this weekend, you got 42 cars going for 38 spots in the race this weekend.
Yep.
Keep rolling the high side here to some NASCAR news. Denny Hamlin, just the unfortunate offseason just continues to roll on. And he retore the shoulder. He had surgery on in 2024. Reports per Bob Pockris, he fell going through the rubble at his parents' house fire. So, obviously, terrible situation. And now we're sitting here with this. And again, per Bob Pockris, he will not have surgery. So, yeah, just not a good situation there for Denny. Brad Kay announces he is officially cleared to race again following his Charlotte on-track test, and he is a full go for 2026. So Brad Kay will be ready to rock and roll after his off-season accident. Spire, they announced a long-term extension with Carson Hocevar into the next decade, in quotations. He will also run select dirt and asphalt late model races in addition to 13 truck races in 2026. So, Hocevar going to be in that Spire camp for the foreseeable
Oh,
future.
oh my God.
Speak of Hocevar, he's done already. 14 laps.
Well, there's going to be a few more added onto here.
Summers. Holy, tore the left. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars in that pileup. Holy, we got some guys. Whoa. Connor Jones is in there. That's no surprise.
Matt Craig, Michael Hind. There's who am I thinking of? Casey
Roderick.
Roderick.
Who's that white car? I'm trying to figure out who that white car is.
Can't tell who that is either.
This will be delayed. This race will go on for another 3 hours
Yeah,
tonight.
they just put the red flag up. So sorry,
Yep.
Camp. Keep going.
So yeah, we'll get this episode done and we'll be able to catch the rest of the race. The NASCAR, they updated their rule book in qualifying. You might have seen this rock and roll move up on the window net. That is no longer allowed. So that was you would always see that at Daytona, guys putting their hands up on the corner of the window net, keep all the extra air out they can, and no longer allowed. So Joey doesn't have to make some secretive gloves this year.
I think we pretty much coined that as the Joey Logano rule.
Yep.
So
Just like we had the fastest lap rule. That's the Kyle Larson rule.
yeah. Gotta take the fun out of it.
Yep. Always do.
So cool. Should we since we've got the opportunity here, let's talk about the Clash. How fitting that we had our discussion about postponements and weather coming into the area and stuff like that. And we thought we were gonna at least run the race without any issues on Wednesday, and then lo and behold, started to sleet on us a little bit. So I'll pitch it to you guys here for starters, and I'll ask the general question. What's your overall reaction with the Clash and what we saw?
I'm between a rock and a hard place on this one. What do you do? But once we got the rain thing, like it was kind of embarrassing for a little while. If I'm being honest, it was just like we weren't racing. It was let's make a lap and then somebody spins out or somebody got touched and we get to start over. At one point, we made 165 green flag laps and we'd run 135 caution laps. Like at one point, like I don't know, everyone's there and ready to go. All the shit's unloaded and they're ready to race. But like, at what point do you cut? I don't know. Do you cut your losses and just go, well, I get it. They shipped the rain tires up there, but I don't know. I just seeing what happened. I don't believe that was the solution. But I don't know. Do you pull the pin? All the stuff's up there unloaded. What do you do? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But once the track dried out, great. But the in the rain stuff, I can't get behind that now. Seeing what happened.
Um, yeah, I guess I'll just leave you with this one thought, and you guys can carry on with it. I'm sick and tired of this little the clash at Bowman Gray from the Coliseum. I'm tired of bumper cars. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's I don't know. It was cool. It was interesting at first, and yeah, I don't know. I don't. I guess I was not. I'm just not impressed with that product anymore. The only way you pass is if you can run somebody way up the wall, and then if you don't run them up the wall, then you're just smashing and bumper cars, and you got one spun in the infield grass, and here we go again. So, um, yeah, I guess I'm ready to move on to something that is not that style of track.
Real quick before I give you my opinion, just seeing a replay here. Casey Klein, I believe in the number one, got loose underneath Summers, cut down his left rear, sent him spinning into the wall. Then everybody just piled in, checking up. Here's another replay of it.
Oh, Kraus
Oh
got
yeah,
turned in that too.
yeah. So that's 100% what
Holy
happened.
Christ.
Guys just checking up.
Kraus got lucky.
Summers got the worst of it though, hands down.
That thing
Good
is
thing Summers, good thing Summers brought two cars down there.
So, all right. No, with the Clash, I mean, the thing
I gotta
is
take
that
a I'm gonna take a bathroom break, but have no fear. Got the earbuds in, so I'll be hearing everything you're gonna say.
mute yourself.
yeah, mute
Yeah,
yourself.
just so you guys don't hear me taking a leak.
This guy. All right. Anyways, so the I don't I thought that once we finally got rolling a little bit, it was starting to get decent. Now, given all your action was mid pack, right? Larson kind of took off. Guys were kind of riding around second, third, fourth, fifth. But like, I mean, Blaney doing Blaney things like he did last year, storming through the field. And
Like twice.
I'm not trying to play the biasy thing again, but I
No.
mean, it's legit.
He was my race pick, and at one point I'm like, I'm down and out, and then the next thing you know, he's in the top five again.
Yep.
He went
So,
he went from wrapped to the top five again, like
yep. And then it
it's
like
been a wild
be,
night.
between the handful of continuous spins that we had at the beginning of that race and the putting the rain tires on, going running a few laps, taking the cars back off to clear the track, bringing the cars back on, the continuous spins after that, like you brought up the number of caution laps that were ran. The fact that we weren't counting caution laps for that race just made that thing drag on.
Oh, it was yeah. What was it? At one point in the group chat, we were going on 3 hours, and we were
Yeah.
commenting on that. Like, that's actually kind of crazy that we had a 200 lap race that went 3 hours
Yep.
on a quarter mile racetrack.
The other thing too, and we mentioned this last year, and I forget what race or episode it was, but we mentioned this last year to where, right, maybe when the track gets to the point, let the drivers or the teams decide what they want to do. Like Holsavar, they were putting on their slicks, got told no, you got to keep your wets on when there was a dry groove that they could run.
Yep.
So that you want to talk about a perfect time to be able to let teams monkey around with what they want to do, right? That's the
See,
time
that's
to
the
do it.
situation that like I don't know that I love when they deem stuff wet or dry and they make teams do one thing or another. Fostovar wants to put slicks on, and he goes out and runs in the wet and wrecks himself. Hi guys, you took a chance.
Yep.
I don't know. It's like I watched the video today from there's a group down south down at Caraway testing a late model stock. There's snowbanks, there's snow on the inside of the racetrack. They were out there testing. They so chose to take a brand new race car out there.
Yep.
That's on you. Like I don't know. Let them make a decision and let them make a call. Don't tie their hands up like that. And man, just let them decide. Same with
Yeah.
when you take your wets off or your rain tires off.
Yep.
Let teams decide when they want to put the slicks on. Like that, because otherwise you're taking the whole field and you're funneling them right into the same channel. Like if somebody wants to run the rain tires and he wants to beat them up and they get really hot and wear them out, well, let them make that decision. But if somebody wants to
Yep.
put slicks on early and go out in the damp, have at her. Like it's the best stock car drivers in the world.
And the best crew chiefs in the world.
You got the best engineers. Yeah, let them make an educated decision. These guys spend millions of dollars doing this. Like
Yep.
let her happen.
Yep. Um,
It's no different than the old option tire.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, NASCAR, you don't bring everybody down pit road and say everybody's got to put option tires on.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that put on some of the best racing.
yeah, and
It's
that's
absolutely insane. Um, Cam, you mentioned the point earlier about you're getting tired with these quarter mile bouldering-esque type of races. So I'm going to pitch this question to you guys. I know, again, we had the discussion of making our own schedules, and I think we each had a differing opinion as far as what we wanted to do with the schedules. Again, now that we got to this point, we saw what we saw out of this, and this thing's going to go off unless I mute it. What do you want to see with the Clash? You want to go back to Daytona? Junior brought up a good point of going to Daytona and running just the pole winners, going back to the original inception of it. Do you run pole winners at New Smyrna? Do you throw them in Legends cars? Like what do you want to see?
I so my opinion on it is what I've seen is it needs a change, but uh
Or I'll just throw this one out here. Do you think we should just get rid of the Clash as a whole and make it a testing? Get Daytona testing back again?
I don't think racing at a super speedway is the answer. I'm just going to put that out there because somebody will wreck the whole field and
right.
we get to start over and do that again.
Sure.
But I don't. Now I get it. This winter storm thing was maybe a once in a decade. Like I get it. There's an anomaly
Yep.
there, but
Yep.
like I just don't. I don't know.
Here's
Everyone
the
got
thing.
on. Everyone's like, oh, go down to New Smyrna, make it part of Speed Weeks. Well, we're going to pump millions of dollars into getting safer barriers and catch fence. Like, I know they did it at Bowman Gray, but I don't know that that's the answer either. I
Sure.
don't know. I just don't know
I was
anymore.
I was gonna say I don't have the solution for you, but I can't like. I guess as you sit there and watch that racing product, like, is that a product that like you're proud of? Like, and then at that point, it goes on for 3 hours. That's like, there's nothing worse than like you're going to a dirt super late model race and you got modifieds on there and it just is like, all right, the modified guys just keep spinning out and it's like, dude,
Yep.
get this shit
Yep.
over with and let's come on. And like, this is Cup Series, but like honestly, watching on Sunday, it just felt like that. It's like spin out after spin out, caution, this, that, and the other thing, rain, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is dragging out forever. Like, so yeah, I don't think I don't, which it's hard for me to sit here and everybody can say you're a hater when you complain, but you don't have a solution. But I don't think I'm getting tired of the bumper cars. Like it just is everybody's
Good
beating and
idea.
banging.
Here's an idea. We just go to Charlotte in the backyard and just go run the quarter mile on the front stretch.
With the cup cars, the
Surprise me. It's right down the road. It's convenient. We don't have to haul over to Bowman Gray. I don't know. Do you just take them and go? Let's go run the quarter mile on the front stretch so we don't smash a bunch of stuff up, and then we also don't. It's not giving guys running the mile and a half or the 2 mile at Charlotte that they're not getting another session. I don't know. It's a flat quarter mile. I don't know if that's worth an idea either, but
Ask me that question about mid year. Let me just mid season. Give me some time because
I'll tell you what, the Twitter world was hot about how that finished.
oh,
So
yeah,
yeah, I once I got racing at the end, it was fine. It just the
oh
middle
yeah,
patch was rough. It was just caution, spin, wreck, caution,
yep.
spin, make a lap, wreck, make a lap, spin. It just ay.
Ultimately, I think when it comes down to it, given the circumstances, I think we could all be happy about Priest getting the win.
Yep.
Like he's a guy that's been due. You wish it was a points race, right? But the dude could wheel a race car, and he shows that. All right, I could win races. I'm going to win races this year,
Yep.
and he showed the emotion of it too.
Yeah. For sure. Where did our race picks actually finish?
Um,
Because I think I won the day with Blaney, correct?
yes, you won the day.
that's why he wants to talk about him.
I suppose I gotta do this, so I'm gonna find it.
Well, we know the New Smyrna race is under red
Yeah,
flag.
so
You got
Blaney,
time.
yeah, Blaney finished third.
I think I had Hamlin. He finished what, fifth?
Hamlin finished fifth. Logano finished 11th.
Whoa. Ooh. Hey, don't let me get hot.
So, no, I think everybody appreciates Priest getting a win, and uh, again showing his emotion. He's one of the guys that, for lack of a better term, did it the hard way,
Yeah.
running the modifieds and having to work his way up and prove what he's worth, type of deal.
Yeah.
So it's good to see a guy get that win again. I hope he wins a race this year to show that he deserves.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. It's a guy you can get behind too. He's always smiling, he's always happy. He's a good dude that
Almost died.
couple times.
Yeah, legit.
But yeah.
cool. So anything else you want to talk about on the Clash before we move on here?
No, we'll do it. We got to think on this one for a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
Lot to digest.
Well, speaking of thinking, you guys were speaking your minds here a little earlier today in our group chat. Let's talk about some eligibility. And Daytona brings out a different crop of drivers. And I think we can go down the list as far as the who's who's. Tony Stewart, Garrett Mitchell, also known as Cleetus McFarland,
Travis Pastrana.
Travis Pastrana, Jimmy Johnson. I'm going to throw a Natalie Decker in there because I forgot about her.
Oh yeah, she's getting ready to rock, rip, roaring, and
Yeah, so again, it brings in a different crop of driver, not different crop, but just names you
wild
don't
cards.
typically hear in seats, right?
Cards, I think, is the best way to describe all of them.
Yep, yep. And just to bring everybody up to speed as far as what I got to just sit back and enjoy here this morning with these two guys. Uh,
Yeah, somebody's got his head down. He's not going to like this
yeah.
conversation.
So Cleetus McFarland got approved to run the truck race at Daytona.
They did a private test at Rockingham today. I watched the YouTube video.
Yep. So he got approved to run to at least attempt to qualify. I don't know if he's locked in or not, but he's got at least attempt to run the truck race at Daytona.
Yep.
Now he's already run Talladega in the ARCA car, right? So he's got something going for him. But
Yeah, yeah. Daytona, Talladega, Charlotte, and Bristol in the ARCA car.
well, that's what he's scheduled for this year.
That's what he ran last year.
Oh, that's right. He did run Bristol.
Yep.
So anyways, Kellen was all for it. Cam was like, why the hell is a YouTube guy? How does he get eligibility versus so and so to run a truck race? So Jimmy Johnson came up with the conversation with his open exemption provisional, and we had it last year with Elio Castroneves, and now we got Travis Pastrana coming in. Like, so I just not that I'm gonna pitch it to you guys again here because you guys were the ones that were really into this. What what's your thoughts on the eligibility? Do we need to have stricter ways to get eligible to run these races? Do you have to have um run so many races? Like, what you think? I'm gonna throw in Mike Wallace, right? He tried around the 500 last year, got told, nope, you're not eligible.
Yep.
So where's the line? Or what you thinking here? Cam, boy, Cam, you
So
are.
I guess I'll just go first. There needs to be stricter guidelines to get behind a seat, and I'll stay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do those guidelines shift depending on the series? Does O'Reilly's get a little tougher, and does Cup get a little tougher?
Yeah, I think it should.
So
And I just my whole point was this morning, which going back to last year, you guys complained about Catherine Legge running a Cup race, and that's somebody who, if we're dealing with apples here, like she's more qualified to run a Cup race than Cleetus is to run a truck race. And God willing, in a few years, if our podcast is big enough, shit, we could send Kellen out there. We could send myself out there. And guess what? We ain't got no fucking business being out there.
So
does
go ahead.
I was gonna say to not play devil's advocate, but just to pitch the question out here. What does Cletus's time in ARCA, if any, have any contribution to him getting the approval for truck?
The ARCA doesn't. It does it from an experience standpoint. I mean, yeah, he ran Daytona and Talladega, so he has some plate experience to a certain degree, and he's got a top 10 with a car that didn't run. So now that test today, January or February 10th, that test today, there was a NASCAR official there that had to sign off on him being able to run. They put
Yep.
him through a whole bunch of conditions. They sent him out on used tires. They sent him out on stickers. They ran him through restarts. He had to pass getting in and out of a pit box. They put him through the whole gamut of what it will go through in a race. Obviously simulated to a certain degree, but I think when we look at this now, I'm a very large follower of his YouTube channel, and when my New Year recap came out, I was in the top 0.2% of viewers. So now, here's what I will say to you in terms of this. Now, he, in terms of his motorsports experience, when you look at what he's raced, if you want to call it racing, the dude will drive anything, anywhere on any given day, from circular jet boats to buggies to he's raced what's the trucks that Jimmy Johnson grew up racing on California?
Sport trucks.
He's done a bunch of that stuff. I mean, the guy's gone 260 some miles an hour in the quarter mile in his drag car, right? Like, there's an approval process for that. He had to go through that. Now, he got approved. The latter part to this is you're starting to see, and I think we're really starting to see the transformation in the NASCAR marketing part of this. They're pulling a guy that's got 4.5 million subscribers on YouTube, probably one of, if not the biggest automotive YouTube channel in the world. There's going to be a pull there because he has such a massive following. Now, social media presence, yes. Is he great for marketing? Yeah, because he is who he is, and he's going to be himself no matter what camera he's in front of. On the latter part of this, somebody has to take a chance to put him in a truck. He very well could have called every truck team and they just said, no, thanks. You don't have any experience. We don't want you. So yes, does the eligibility piece can become a conversation? Yeah, he got approved today for a Friday race. But in the same sense, there was a team out there, Nice Motorsports, that decided we'll put a YouTuber in one of our trucks. NASCAR approved it, and Nice said, yeah, we'll do it. So the team is willing to take that chance on him as well.
I mean, Nice puts Connor Jones in a truck, so
You're correct.
So let's just say that team's totally good with smashing shit up.
You know, I'm gonna. I was gonna say I'm gonna.
I think it's a joke. There's no shot he finishes the race. There's no
So
shot.
so Cam, I'm gonna go back to you because I never got an answer out of you. Maybe I interrupted you. For truck, let's just stick to the trucks here. What do you feel like the eligibility line is for to attempt a Truck Series Daytona race?
I mean, I think there needs to be stricter guys. There's got to be stricter something. We're rolling this YouTuber out. He just passed the driving test on Wednesday, and he's rolling the green flag on Friday night. Like, that's all we did. We signed some paperwork. Oh, we took him out on a driving test, and we signed off. Like, no shit. We all got our driver's license because we went at 10:30 in the morning when nobody was on the roads. And it's like we're out there by ourselves. Yeah, I can make a left-handed turn at a quick trip intersection. Yeah, no kidding. Like, and maybe the test is wicked difficult, but he's not coming down pit road with a line of 6 trucks in front of and behind him who are all jetting off to the left. He doesn't have a truck in front of him, doesn't have a truck in behind him. I'm guessing Buddy had the whole track to himself, and it's like, all right, Cleetus, here we go. Coming to the green. Ready, green. All right, that looked good there, buddy. Like, and you know what? I don't really give a rip that he drove a Crown Vic and he drove a car that somebody's got the gas and brake on the bottom and there's a double decker and somebody's got the wheel on top. I don't care. Like, there is, and I mentioned it, and I guess I'll stand firm on this too. This is becoming, and this is the Truck Series playing right into it. It's becoming the Circus Series. Like, I don't. Like, there's a reason people like their shit is getting smashed every week, and
So
you continue to put guys in the seats that are Travis Pastrana, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, Cleeter. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, and it's like even Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson and who was the other guy that I read off
Travis
last week?
Pastrana.
Travis Pastrana. Then there's another one that hasn't been in a seat for 15 years, 17 years, 20 years. And it's like, even Jimmy Johnson and Tony Stewart, it's like, come on, guys. We got to have some, like, Jimmy has sucked in a next gen car. And we're going to throw him back in a truck, and he hasn't been in a truck seat for 17 years. Like, boy, this should go well. Add a restrictor plate.
I'm gonna throw a curveball into this. You talked about Tony Stewart, which we're gonna leave that be for the time being. Cole Butcher full time this year. Never ran he's ran, I think, an ARCA race.
This many right here.
So again, where's the eligibility for Cole Butcher?
Yeah, Mr. Super Late Model. What's he got to do?
There's got to be like I don't care. It's a totally different vehicle.
Yep. No,
Just
I'm
because
agreeing with you.
just because I got my driver's license doesn't mean I should be able to go out and hop in a semi and drive a semi down to Daytona.
Sure.
Just because I got my driver's license doesn't mean I should be able to go out and hop on a crotch rocket and go cruising up I-39. Like there just has got to be like you've got to be like, and dude, maybe this is what it takes. Maybe let's get all the rookies. You start getting individual sessions. Let's put everybody that's going to be a rookie. Let's go. Here is the test. Everybody's going on the track at the same exact time. We're practicing restarts. Everybody's coming down pit road. Let's get everybody together.
No, it's the rookie test for the Indy 500.
Yeah.
It's the refresher course for veterans that haven't been in an Indy car in a while.
Like,
It's
and then let's start signing off on documents on who can hop in a seat.
Yep.
Because
I
it's easy to nail a restart when it's just you out there. All right, ready, green, green, green.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, team, you want to put this driver in your truck? They got to prove it with everybody else. You got to put the time and effort for them to be good in the truck that they're going to be in.
Correct, because I'm going to tell you what track did he test at?
Oh,
Cleetus.
Rockingham.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. That drives just like Daytona. A lot of same effects that he experienced at the test today. He's going to experience Friday night.
So, Kellen, I'm gonna throw this back on you here.
Yeah.
Let's talk Tony Stewart. Let's stick with Tony Stewart and Cleetus here.
Yeah.
What makes them eligible to run?
So I guess my question is when I think about this, so if we're going to have these standards, so somebody wants to make a jump from one series to the next. So let's look ahead to the next series. So my question to you is so if you're saying every series we go up, there's got to be a higher testing standard for these guys to get in and run and do this.
Sure.
So how can I go? Let's do it this way. Does a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champion just automatically go ahead? Yep, you can go to the O'Reilly Series. Does that just qualify them without any testing?
A Truck Series champ?
Yeah.
I think you could throw in there could be like I don't know, prerequisite
we're getting into the weeds here a little bit with this.
Yeah, or there could be something like, hey, he's competed in X amount of NASCAR, like
you ran 3 super speedway races, you ran 5 intermediates, like
you've spent, a Craftsman, I don't know. There is a way that I feel like where you can. I don't think he should be totally exempt because that's like saying, like Kellen, you brought up the point today. Should Jimmy Johnson get a waiver? Hell no, I don't think so. Like,
you see these Wilson cars try to wreck each other?
Yeah, I just saw that.
I just think so the game changes and it evolves, and I feel like Jimmy to get a waiver, like it's like, okay, yeah, you're 7-time Cup Series champion, like everybody's like, oh yeah, he should, but also like dude's been out of the seat, and anytime he is in this next gen car, he has no results to show for it.
Jimmy has more of a reason or more of an eligibility to be in the Cup car than Tony Stewart has to be in a truck.
Correct.
I would argue, but I also don't believe we should just hand it over to him.
I don't disagree with that, but we never heard of where, if at all, Stewart got certified to run the truck.
He never did a test. He did some iRacing this week. As far as I'm concerned, Cleetus has done more to get himself certified than Tony Stewart has.
I don't disagree with that. And I also think Cleetus has got at least a little bit more towards his eligibility with the little bit of ARCA that he ran.
So my question to you, Cam, is when we talk about the eligibility, so when somebody goes, so Cole Butcher, National Tour Super Late Model champ, won a bunch of races this year. He wants to run the trucks. So when you think about, there's got to be more to this. So are you going to tell me he's got to run half an ARCA season to get in a truck? He's got to run 3/4 of an ARCA season to get into a truck. Like
I'm
what?
gonna
Because when we start doing this, we start getting into the weeds of this. We can't like.
I'm gonna add
Here's
another
I'm just
name.
gonna say the hell with it because
I'm gonna
why am I
add
gonna
another
run
name into this, and this is gonna add another later. Mini Tyrell with this colleague ride.
uh, that
here's
whole thing?
here's
That whole thing is a different conversation in itself, and I'm not going there tonight.
here's where we go. Here's where I guess where this is leading me to is again, Cole Butcher, like, yeah, I still believe he's got to go through testing and the same point stance. The just because I have my driver's license doesn't mean I should be able to hop in a motocross
Yep.
race just because I want to.
Okay.
And I guess where my head is going is as we're thinking about this, let's get let's get at a track. I don't know if it's got to be Charlotte or whatever. 1 week in January, and we've got cars there, we've got trucks there, we've got Xfinity cars there, and you can do just like a practice session. We can do single car runs, we can do group runs, we can do single car pit stops. Like, and anybody, I feel like it should be anybody that wants to run a truck race, anybody that wants to run an Xfinity race, anybody that wants to run a cup race, your papers better be submitted and you better be at the track for like a week. And here we go.
Yep. No, I don't disagree with
I
that. Like I said, I
because
think it's gonna
because
be.
I guess where we're going, where I get this is part of where racing is at right now is whoever can stroke the check can get in a seat,
Yep.
and that is where that's a dangerous game. And
It's not a
I'm
late model
worried about.
stock race at a track that they race at 6 times a year. Crazy how that works.
So
So
yeah, it
I
that I guess I'm not. I'm not against Cleetus because, like, again, like Kellen said, from a marketing standpoint, my God, who else would you rather have to get eyes
he's,
on a series?
he's brilliant.
do I dare say
And
it's a publicity stunt?
you, God knows, when you put him behind a microphone, he's going to cut a promo that's going to make it across a lot of social media. That's just who he is. That's his personality, and it is awesome. But my point is just come back to is like I hate putting him out there because I'm going to tell you what, we're going to have a different tune if we're talking about this truck race next Friday or next Monday night recording or Tuesday night. And Ty Majeski pit for fresh tires and Cleeter was ahead of him. And Cleeter caused the big one that took out Ty Majeski. Boy, we're going to have a different conversation next Monday night about Cleeter in a truck.
Or Cleetus giving a bad bump to somebody. Yep. I I
I'm
like
not,
the Indy
I just,
500 model of this. Rookies get their own test. Veterans that need refreshers get their own test. And if they if they pass those tests, probably at Daytona, right? Because that's what we're doing the specialty for. They're certified. Any regulars, right? You ran the entire season, you're already certified. Kellen, to your point, should a truck champion be eligible to run the Xfinity? Yes, because they met the certifications to run an X amount of races that previous year in the lower series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree that at a certain point there's got to be some type of prior experience, but we can't get too far away from this because pretty soon we're going to be start strapping guys so hard that they'll just be
Well, this isn't supposed to be that easy either.
right. I mean, we're not. It's just my thing is like the Jimmy Johnson debate. It's like if Tom Brady unretires, it just yep, you get to play in the Super Bowl. It's like it don't work like that. We're also
in
not
my
stick
point,
and ball sports either. So I get it that yes, there's some financial influence that goes into this. So we can't compare ourselves to them because we are not that. That is for certain. But
and I, and I do think like,
I don't
again,
know.
like if Tom Brady does come back out of retirement, it's like, hey, it's one of the best to ever do it. Like, you should get a fair crack at it. And I think it's just, I guess there's similar parallels. Like, in sports, if you got the checkbook to cut a check, like, you should get a fair crack at it. I'm just not a fan of Cleeter doing a one-on-one test, and it's Wednesday, and we're racing on Friday night in Daytona, and he's getting the approval. Like, I just feel like
Fair.
he could. I don't know, because again, we talk about how expensive the sport is, and
Yeah, but
Yep.
yeah, I I agree. I'm a fan of biased. I'll hand up right here. Biased. I'm a fan of his.
like I said, for Nice, brilliant move, because some damn good content's going to be come out of this,
Yep.
whether he's streaming himself or recording everything. And for Nice, like, yeah, do you want to put $4.5 million or 4.5 million views on your race team? Dude,
Yep.
let's put him in a seat.
It's
And hey, Cleater, can we make you a shirt? Let's make you a Nice Motorsport shirt.
the return
Hey,
on investment on this is nowhere but up for Nice.
correct.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Any other final thoughts here, fellas? I think we got our minds spoken on the eligibility deal here. Anything else before we move on?
No. No.
No, let's see him rip around Daytona. I got a bad feeling that he's not going to finish the race,
I'll just,
but
yep.
I hope he proves me wrong.
I just gotta say, I had the me or the gif of Michael Jackson eating popcorn, loaded and ready to send. I'm like, nope.
Yep. Friday night, 6:30. Fox Sports. Lock in.
All
I'll be
right.
ripping around
And
Daytona like a
Xfinity
bald
or
eagle.
O'Reilly's. We got a couple sprinkled into there too.
Yep. I'm in the Can't Watch network though.
Well, I'll let you know how that goes.
Perfect.
So, all right.
Working on a solution
Let's
for that at the moment too, by the way.
what's that?
Working on a solution for the Can't Watch network, by the way.
Hey, there you go. Okay, let's do the second rendition of this. We took a couple weeks off, but we can bring this back now. Wheelman of the week. So we've got two candidates here, and they're going to be two completely different qualifications, I guess. We were just talking about eligibilities. How fitting.
Yep.
Um, I'll read off this first one. I'll let you two decide who takes the second one. So I put in the nomination for Donnie Schatz. In the 3 nights that the World Outlaws were at Volusia for their season openers, he went 30 positions. He had a plus 16, a plus 15, and a plus 9 in the 3 nights that they were at Volusia. No wins, but just an insane amount of pass cars with a new team as well. So that was my nomination for Wheel Man of the Week there.
The second one I threw in there, as somebody that was kind of on the hot seat, um, last year, and the conversations were on, well, what's he going to do with Longhorn not being his factory team? Uh, Brandon Overton has won 4 races already in 2026 with Riggs Motorsports. Currently, as we speak, he won Volusia last night outrunning his brother. Um, he's racing for 5 in a row tonight in that Riggs Motorsports Budweiser 76.
He's currently running second in the heat race as we speak here.
I'm going to vote Overton personally.
I'm going to vote Overton as well. Um, but you can't help but be pumped that Donnie's showing us he's got a pulse.
Oh,
Donnie
for
wins.
sure.
Donnie wins a race. I'll that freight
It,
train is back on the tracks.
All right.
He's showing us he's got life. He was down and out last year, but this a run like that and passing the car, it's like, hey, if you can keep that up, you start a couple spots ahead, qualify a little bit better, finish a little bit better in your heat race. You got equipment to pass 30 cars in 2 nights. You start a little bit further up, and you got a piece that can win it.
Yeah.
He really hasn't been able to time trial in the last year and a half, maybe. If he can get
Buddy
his
was
time
just
trials right, he'd be dangerous.
Buddy was just riding around with the local guys at Angel Park.
True.
All right, so Brandon
Just
Overton,
just buying his way
second,
around the track.
third winner of the Wheelman because we had two in our first one.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
the Darren Nida and
yeah.
Mac Leopard duo.
Yup.
So, however you want to rendition it. So, uh, all right. Now, I think this is the one that we've all been waiting for, at least for today. It's race week for the Daytona 500, the Great American Race. I know we all know what we're going to be doing on Sunday, so let's talk about it here a little bit. Um, some talking points here before we dive in. Daytona 500 qualifying is a little bit different this year. So the two fastest open cars are locked into the Daytona 500. That's
That
never
is
changed.
tomorrow night, 7:15 Central Time.
Yep. What's changing is how the open cars qualify in the duel. It used to be just the top two qualifying cars plus a top speed afterwards if the yeah, it was confusing either way. So now it's just that one top open car that isn't already locked in.
Yep.
That's
Best finishing open car. Yep.
yep, that's all it is now. So, with that in mind, we've got 45 entries for a potential 41 spots, unless they already, well, it is 41 spots with Johnson getting the open exemption provisional. So, we're
Then
at
you
four
start.
cars going home.
Yeah.
So, where do you fellas want to start with this?
I'm gonna start with a quick bathroom break, but again, I'm all ears, so I'll be hearing everything you guys say.
All right.
You said the 40 doesn't lock in. I say it does.
So, it just worries me, right? Like, again, it's Junior Motorsports' second attempt at Daytona 500. Obviously, they locked themselves in via the duel last year, and with it just being harder to advance in through the duel now. Now, obviously, if they run it lock in through speed, right? It's a non matter.
Yep.
But it's just it makes a guy think. So the open cars, if I get this right, it should be Corey LaJoy,
Yep.
technically Jimmy Johnson, but he's already in. BJ McLeod, Corey Heim, Casey Mears in the Garage 66 entry,
Yep.
Anthony Alfredo, that should be five, right?
Yep. And Justin Allgaier.
No, because then there's more here. So one, two, three, four, five. JJ Yelly
Yep.
in the
NY.
44 NY team,
Yep.
Allgaier, and Chandler Smith in the 36 front row car.
Yep.
And that is all of our open cars.
I the 40 will lock itself in, I think. They figured it out last year on pins and needles, but I think they're in this year.
Sure.
That's my gut feeling.
What kind of race do you think we're gonna see here? Because I know obviously the past handful of years it's been a fuel mileage race, from all honesty, right?
Yep.
Um, what
I think
kind of
it's gonna
race do
be
you think we think we're gonna see the same thing?
I think it's gonna be a little less of that just because is it gonna play a factor? Yes, but to a smaller degree, just because you gotta remember we had a few teams change alliances with their manufacturer. Haas is with Chevy now, right? With an alliance with Hendrick. Like that's going to make that very simple in terms of we have very, very few Toyota and Ford cars in the field. Well, fewer Toyotas than Fords, but I just think with the alliance change, it's going to group things up a little bit more. And I think strategy is going to play more into pit stops in that sense because you know, subtract a few more Ford cars and put a few more with Chevy, and Chevy can run in a little bigger pack because they got more cars. And I just think that part of it is going to play out more than the actual fuel mileage. Where if they can get together, and they can get together and get grouped up, it's going to change the racing itself.
Yeah.
You guys want to play a drinking game on Sunday? We can set an over under before we hear fuel saving on the radio.
Saves. You're gonna hear it right as before they even roll off pit road.
Probably.
Guess you can start your drinking early then.
Uh, who obviously we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna have to start thinking about a big one. And in years past, at least when I rewatched last year's race, that came in the latter half of the final stage. Dude, just an ill-advised bump, but that's when it came, right? And I think I would say we're all in agreement that that's probably where it's going to happen again.
Yep. I know.
All
I
right.
know. I know who I'm picking, so I'm not going to say nothing.
Sure.
Well,
You got a
I don't.
couple. You got a couple pretty typical guilty parties of a bad push.
Yep.
Well,
6 cars pretty good at that.
Yeah.
yeah, but also like I guess you go to Daytona in this race like this. I don't think you can throw anything out the window because there's going to be somebody like a Hocevar who it's going to be stage one. We're going to be coming to the checkered for stage one, and he's going to be racing like it's the last lap of the race. And I don't think you can cross anybody off the list. Well, you can cross some people, but in typical Daytona fashion, it takes one person to take out 15.
Correct.
So I don't think you can sit here and say, oh, yeah, I think it's going to be mid stage two or mid or late stage two or the racing's going to ramp up because
Yep.
smash up some more cars over here.
It's Roderick again. Who
Yep.
else is in there? Oh, Noggle. Greg Zipadelli is crew chief, by the way.
Holsvar is back in the race as well, by the way. He's in the top 10.
He was out of the car. How is that possible? Yeah, they're usually due for one good push that wrecks half the field, but I think they're going to play nice for the most part until stage 3, and that's when all hell breaks loose.
I'll throw a prop bet out here before we maybe start making race picks. Over under half a car that flips this year. So basically, are we going to have a car flip or are we not going to have a car flip?
Under.
Yes. Over.
Over. Okay. Hopefully it's not Priest.
We'll break the tie. You set the line. What are you going?
I think it's going to be under.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's going to be something stage 3. And it always happens on that back stretch. Boys get a little bit rowdy.
Oh, it's usually
you can see that car in the bottom line just go like this and then
whoop, bye-bye.
Right across traffic. Yep. Get the old.
You know what number is usually stickered on the side of that thing? 12.
No, 12's
right-handers in turn 3.
12's got a magnet on that left front. He's usually the inside wall.
It's usually that left front's got a magnet on it, and then that magnet shifts towards the nose and it heads straight to the outside wall.
Yeah.
But no, I mean in this race, like you said, it's this race you can't predict anything. I mean,
no.
And this race brings out, I mean, I hate to say it's the great equalizer, but it can be, and it takes a lot of luck to win this thing. And we're looking at, I mean, you're looking at somebody who's never won it like Kyle Busch, but then you throw in somebody who is
going for 3 in a row and William Byron.
And then you can throw in like guys that this is their wheelhouse, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They're just.
I'm going to say something crazy real quick as you mentioned Kyle Busch. Contract year. You know where he ends up next year? Spire.
You just threw that out there? Wow.
Because you
All
know
right.
who's gonna me amigo is gonna struggle, and they're gonna say we'll take Kyle Busch because he's gonna run our truck sheet anyways. So that's my prediction for the 8 car next year. And then I don't know, Richard Childress may put Austin Hill in that car. Who else they got? Maybe Jesse Love.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but yeah, I know. I kind of wonder. You know what? I think my tone is kind of changing on a couple individuals that I've been very outspoken on. A little bit. So I got a pick, and I think that's gonna. You guys are gonna go, whoa, that was kind of wild. But yeah,
Yeah.
I got a good one for you boys.
Well, do you want to make picks here, or has anybody got any thoughts they want to throw in?
Let's roll right into race picks.
All right. So I'm picking this up off of our finishes last week. So it's sticking to our traditional. If you finish last, you get first pick, right? Is that how we want to do that for this, or we want to start from scratch?
Go ahead.
Yep. Go. You get to go first too.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm gonna take old Magnet himself, Blaney. Cam, you are next pick. Also, while he's figuring that out, Roderick out of the race on the hook.
Yeah, they tore that car. They tore the nose off that. Oh, that thing is junk. My God, are they smashing up a lot of stuff again tonight?
Mhm. In a race that we didn't really want to smash up a lot of stuff.
32 cars started. We're gonna have to count how many finish.
all right. I'm gonna go on a limb here. Actually, I don't know if I'm going on a limb, but
Let's
give
see
me
if the
somebody that
brothers want to save.
grew on me last year. Give me the 19 machine, Bass Pro Shop. Give me Chase Briscoe.
I don't hate that pick. Really don't.
And then
He's somebody that found him. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go backwards. And I mentioned this before, and I'm gonna tug on some heartstrings here. Give me the 11.
All right.
There's if there's anything that you can say is there's a high probability, it's Denny's going to be there at the end because if there's anybody that is going to pull down below the apron, stage one and stage two, and just get out of you know, the old
He's
squirrel's nest, he
yeah.
is one of them that is as soon as he gets uncomfortable at this track, he gets out.
He's one of the more high IQ guys in this type of racing.
Correct.
Yep.
And he is somebody, like you said, I said on the podcast a couple weeks ago, just somebody that you can't help but root for that after everything he's been through.
Yep.
The way the championship went, the way his off season went, if he wins this thing, holy smokes. Damn, that would be emotional.
Yep.
As a fan.
Yeah.
Hey, sure. Yeah. Yep. For sure.
All right. Any final thoughts here, fellas, before we sign off for the evening?
No, join the Three Stones Pit Crew Fantasy League.
Yep. I'm gonna double check here, make sure she's up and live, but I'm pretty sure she's up and running. Fantasy Live. Yep, we are up and running. You can even make picks now if you'd like to. So yeah, Three Stones Pit Crew Fantasy. Um, Sundays are for racing is our motto.
We should get that link up on social media. Is what we should do.
Yep, absolutely. We can definitely do that. Um, we'll figure that out maybe after we sign off here and after the episode's published. So,
Yep.
yeah, join our fantasy. We have a lot of fun with it. A little bit of bragging rights going into there as well. So don't, and it's free. Everybody loves free.
Yeah.
So,
Funsies.
yep, absolutely. But then as always, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, check out our socials. We're looking forward to this weekend. I'm sure everybody else as well. Throw in your race picks of who you think is going to win the Daytona 500 this year, and then obviously whatever conversation pieces come out of that for this one, because you know there's going to be something that comes from it. If you're watching the ASA race, throw a comment into that as well. We'll talk about that next week as a little bit as well. So until then, we'll see you on next week's episode, the Tuesday Track Talk.